Okay, so as promised, here is our History 132 Blackboard tour for this semester. Hoping that the landing page is going to be announcements. I think it is. So here's our announcements. This is where all of the emails that I send the whole class are going to be originating from, is our announcements page here. So as you can see, I already have the welcome one that you guys got on the first day. So welcome, yay, woo. So there's announcements. This is where they will all stay here. So if you're like, oh gosh, what did she say a few weeks ago about that paper that's coming up? You can scroll down and look if you need to. Okay. So that's the announcements tab. The syllabus tab, self-explanatory. Your syllabus is there. Welcome to History 132 tab. This is going to be, one of the first things you're going to want to do when you get here. So there's the welcome video. Welcome! Syllabus and Blackboard tour. Yay! You're in the second part of that now. So you're working your way through. The syllabus is here again also. The reading breakdown. So the reading breakdown is really important because it has the topics under each week and the reading assignments for those weeks every week, okay? So like, for example, this first week, because we only have a half of a week, really the only thing you need to do is the Introduce Yourself discussion board for this week's participation and attendance to be counted in the class. You should also do the enrollment verification quiz if you have a chance in this first week, so you get it over with. Remember, that is due by the 24th of August. So this is noted up here. Give Me Liberty is GML. Voices of Freedom, our document reader, is VOF. And if there's anything on Blackboard, it's BB. So this first full week, which is the 20th to the 24th, is going to be Reconstruction and the Meaning of Freedom. You have some textbook pages. You have documents. These are the document numbers. You can find those in your table of contents. Number 96, number 97, number 98, number 99. So 4 documents plus these 3 amendments, the 13th, 14th, and 15th amendments to the Constitution. So technically 7 documents, but the amendments are very wee, tiny, small documents, so it's not a whole bad lot of reading. So every week things are over here. So it even tells you when the study guide is up on Blackboard. I try to get those out 2 weeks ahead of time. So if we look at week 3, oh look, the study guide's out. That must mean that, oh, week 5, got an exam due by Friday. Okay. Some documents are going to be through History Study Center, through the library website. There are instructions under this week with the first documents on how to access those. There's also a video showing you how to do that. Everything else that doesn't say History Study Center or some other sort of library affiliate is just a link. So you can just click on it and it'll open up. The History Study Center links only work on campus, which is why there are instructions under that first set of documents. So there's exam 1, look, paper date. So this has all the important stuff. So see everything. There's some videos we're going to watch when we talk about Vietnam, all that stuff. So, I mean, this is really a great document because it's going to tell you exactly when everything's due, what you're expected to read each week, which is great because we're going to use those readings for discussion boards, right, along with our lectures. And there are lecture videos for each of these weeks as well. Okay? So that's your reading breakdown. You also have the discussion board FAQ. It was mentioned when we talked about things on the syllabus, right? So this is a good one. Remember, as I mentioned, these questions are listed in order of their value when I grade. So the most important things are first. So your discussion prompts will often have multiple questions. Did you answer each question? Did you do so comprehensively? Did you answer the full question? Okay. Did you use the proper sources? Was there a document that you really should have used that didn't make it into your post? Was there a document that makes no sense why it's there? So make sure you're not only using sources, but the proper sources to back up your arguments when you answer these discussion questions. Did you cite your sources? Did you do so correctly? There is a video on how to cite sources. Is your post organized and broken up into paragraphs? Remember, these are mini papers. You don't just want, one full blank, like big block paragraph of 500 words. My goodness, are all of our eyes going to get tired reading that? And it helps your argument if you break them up into organized paragraphs. If you have, let's say a discussion prompt has 2 questions. So you have a small introduction laying out what you're going to be talking about, what your arguments are. You have a paragraph answering that first question. You have a paragraph answering that second question. Then you have a conclusion tying it all together. That's great organization. Did you proofread? Spelling, grammar, sentence structure errors, things that sound clunky. Sometimes reading out loud can catch those things, especially if, let's say you meant to write off and you wrote of. Spell check's not going to catch that because of is spelled correctly, but it's not the word you're meaning to use. Did you comment on 2 students' posts? Do your comments add to the conversation? Remember, we can't just say, great job, or I completely agree with you. Okay? You have to actually relate to the topics and, if it fits, cite a source when you're talking about the material in your comments, okay? And that's it. That's pretty self-explanatory to me, but that's because I've taught this class. So if you have questions after reading this, please let me know. And once we get into this, these guys, I told you these discussion boards are almost every week. So once you get into a flow, it'll make more sense. I'm a little bit more lenient that first week because you guys are getting used to everything. And then I really start to, hey, we need to be sure we're answering the questions fully. You're sort of missing this element here. This document really needs to be in here and it's not, things like that. But you do get feedback to help you improve for the next week. Primary document checklist. This is a good one if you've never read primary documents before. And I know that won't be the case for some of you because I do have folks who have been in 131 with me before. But if you haven't ever read a primary document and you're like, how these people speak in like 1870s, I don't understand. This kind of helps you. You can take a step back. What type of document is it? Why does it exist? What motives prompted the author to write in this form? What prompted the author to write this period is a good question too, right? We often are able to put things together based on multiple sources collaborating and like corroborating each other, right? But if one person says something that's totally off kilter and off the wall from what actually happened, why might they be saying this? Who's their audience? Who wrote the document? Who's left out of the document? What else can we get out of the document aside from the main subject? Let's say someone is writing about the household duties of women, but then they also write about, something else like traveling to town. You can learn about how people moved about their world in that period. How does this material relate to what we know about the broader society at the time? What was the meaning of the document then? What is its meaning now? And what does the document tell us about change in society? These are all things to think about when you read, okay? Helps you kind of take a step back and understand that these things are here for us to investigate, question, and really think about too. And then you have a peer editing quick guide. I'm not sure we're going to fit in a rough draft writing workshop this semester, but if we do, it is here for you, and more on that later, of course. So that's the Welcome to History 132 tab. Big, lots of stuff, information, things you're going to need to know. Underneath it is the Assignments tab. This is where you're going to spend most of your time throughout the semester. And as promised, every single week is laid out here. Okay, and I even have reminders of things that are due in those folders. So if you're looking at the calendar, you can look at this and just see you have an exam due that week. So it's also on your syllabus, and it's also on that reading breakdown. So these due dates are everywhere. You'd have to shut your eyes through this whole class to not know when things are due. I try to make it really easy for people to find out when to turn things in. I don't want to trick you. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to help you be successful and, be a good student. So yeah, this is all here. So if we take a look under this first day, Introduction to 132, there's a syllabus again, there's a reading breakdown again, there's a document checklist again, and here is the Introduce Yourself discussion board that is going to be due by Monday, August 20th. So obviously I'm not going to have you have it due in 2 days. That doesn't really seem very fair because we have only a half a week here. But that's going to be due by Monday. It's going to be your participation and attendance for this first, little half week of class. If we go back, because I know I promised more videos, and I know you love these videos, you wake up in the morning and you're like, does Amanda have a new video for me? Under week 1, there's lecture videos. Here are the notes I told you about, the script I lecture from, the outline with the key terms and the discussion questions, the amendments I mentioned that we're reading, a video on how to cite your sources in your discussion board. This actually shows you an example discussion board and how things are cited. Now this is from 131, so the subject material is not the same, but you only need to watch like the first 4 minutes of it. And this is just how to cite, okay? If you have any questions after you've seen this, please let me know. Happy to sort anything out for you. And then we have our first discussion board under that first full week of class, August 20th to 24th. And everything is due by 11:59 p.m. on Friday unless I have otherwise specified. You can work ahead if you want to turn things in on Wednesdays. Like if your work schedule is to the point where, maybe you want to even turn things in by Monday. Everything is open as far as discussions go. And I open tests the week of that Monday when they're due on Friday. So I try to make sure that I'm accommodating to family and work schedules, okay? So you can work at your own pace. They just do have to be in by that due date and time. Okay? So that's the assignments tab, really important. My instructor tab, if you wanted to know anything more about me. Like, I don't know what I look like. Just a little, I went to state, woohoo. I like baking. I like watching nerdy shows like Walking Dead, Game of Thrones. Fan of those. And I'm really excited about this semester. Here's a picture of me from a wedding I went to in 2011 before I had children. You can tell I haven't had children because I look restful and I have energy in the picture. Any of you who have had children will appreciate that. So, and there's my email right there. It's also on the syllabus. Please contact me if you have any questions about anything. We also have this great tab here that you can click on. It tells you any kind of help you need for stuff for school. JCC's got your back, okay? Jolt is amazing. Technical help, they're really great. If you need orientation stuff, you can go here. We have excellent academic help here on campus. Of course, if you have any questions about the material, please feel free to come to me first. I would prefer that because I am the one teaching the class, so I could probably give you the best answers. I'm happy to meet with you or have a talk with you about it. But if you feel like you need a little bit more help, we move fast in here, so that's perfectly, a lot of students need more help, and that's why we have things like this, right? The Academic Skills Center is awesome. They even do online tutoring, so if you live a little farther away and don't want to come to campus, you can do online tutoring, and they will help you. So this concludes our wonderful tour of our Blackboard site. If you have any other questions, you'll need the My Grades tab as well, but I'm not going to go in there because there's nothing in there yet. If you have any questions about this or anything else we've talked about, please, please, please email me. I am happy to answer any questions, especially, the beginning of the semester is a little harder because you're getting used to a new teacher and, a new style. So please, 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 there are no stupid questions. Please don't take that as a challenge. But if you have questions about anything, please feel free to contact me. I am happy to answer those questions. I'm really excited about the semester. I look forward to seeing you guys introduce yourselves. I'll be in there commenting because I want to be a part of that conversation and meet you guys as well. So I look forward to hearing and learning more about you.